Brupeg was built in Tweed Heads in 1974 by Bruce Perrott. He built it in the front yard of his house at the time, and you can sort of see the photos, this massive imposing trawler on the front yard of a normal house in Tweed Heads. As he sort of progressed through the build, basically it was just him and a boilermaker. They took 12 months and they built the entire boat. So given how much work's involved, that was incredibly fast. When they transported it across one of the local bridges, they had to have all of the wheelhouse off the boat and sitting on the back of the back deck, and then that was all to be welded on later on. Brupeg worked as a prawn trawler for most of its life, about 40 odd years of its life. And that was right up and down the east coast of Australia, from northern New South Wales right round to the Northern Territory, to a little place called Groot Island in the Gulf of Carpentaria. One of the interesting things with Brupeg is it's such a well-known boat in this area. Every 2 or 3 months there's normally a boat that pulls out beside us, and you know, we always sort of hear stories of, oh yeah, I rewired that boat in 1984, or I used to trawl with that boat, pier trawl with that boat, you know, for 10 years, or there's just, you know, everybody knows it. It's such a well-known boat, and that's part of the reason why we haven't changed the name. In case you're wondering, Brupeg is it was built by Bruce Perrott, and he is married to a woman called Peggy Perrott, so hence Brupeg. In 2013, Brupeg was in the Burnett River in Bundaberg. As Brupeg was going down the river at sort of 20 plus knots, it hit a sandbar that had moved that they obviously didn't know about, and it spun the boat 90 degrees to the flow of water, which, you know, within a matter of seconds rolled the boat right over sideways. They all got out, there was no injury or anything like that, but they lost the boat. So the boat basically lay on its side in the middle of the river for the next 8 weeks, and as a result everything inside was trashed. All the aluminium had started to corrode, so it had aluminium frames around all the windows. They'd all basically corroded out, had aluminium heads on the original Caterpillar engine, and you know, covers on the sides, oil covers and so on. They'd all basically corroded out, so the motor was completely you know, waterlogged, and parts had all just started to be eaten away. So it was in pretty poor shape, you know, and everything inside was completely waterlogged. There was barnacles everywhere, so even inside the bloody toilet there was barnacles. So the insurance company basically decided, okay, it's cheaper to just pay the guy out, and rather than you know, put the boat back into survey and repair it. So the insurance company paid to have the boat pulled out of the water and completely stripped down, ready to scrap, so that they could just sell it as scrap steel. And then we bought it in that state, so it was a completely stripped steel hull when we bought it. The only thing that was still there was the original propeller and prop shaft. So with that, we started building Brupeg. One of the things that really drew us to Brupeg was just how handsome she is. Like, she's got really strong, tough lines. She's built really well, and the beauty of her being completely stripped out is we could see every aspect of her. So in the buying stage there was nothing that we couldn't see, so we knew exactly how much rust, how much electrolysis, all of that sort of stuff there was, and there was very, very little that we had to deal with, because the boat was still in survey right up until it basically sank in the river. So it didn't leave survey because of structural failure or anything like that. It left as soon as it goes underwater, it's out of survey and it has to be rechecked. So for us it was absolutely perfect. We basically bought a boat that was, you know, really strong, really capable, and still being maintained to, you know, pretty high standards. If you like this video and you'd like to see more of our stuff, please like and subscribe to this channel.